Hello and welcome to the Archie Luxury Program. Today I'd like to talk about second-hand luxury watches and sexual auras. What the fuck? I want to talk about second-hand luxury watches and sexual auras. And what I mean by this is I want to know about, this is a little bit on the spooky side. I mean, it's whether you believe in ghosts or spirits or karma or all that mumbo-jumbo sort of shit. I want to give you my perspective as a vintage watch dealer. And, you know, it's one of these things. A watch is a very personal thing. You know, does it sometimes have energy from the previous owner? And, you know, I must say I've handled hundreds of watches, but there's been a few pieces which have had an energy to them. And I'm not sure, I'm not really a believer, but I would like to relay a couple of stories, because, you know, it's just look, it can't hurt the fucking ratings, let's put it that way. So, you know, I thought sexual energy and second-hand luxury watches, what a great fucking title. Okay, let's begin. Okay, now I've owned a couple of watches, and one very recent purchase was my Patek Philippe Calatrava. Now, I've often spoken about how it's my favourite watch. This is the Patek Philippe 5107 Calatrava. Now, I've always said how wonderful this watch is. Wow, let me tell you a story about it. It came from a watch dealer who bought it from a pilot who worked for United Arab Emirates. And what I gotta say is, now this is a little bit on the crude side, so please, if you don't like Archie's sexual references, it might be a good idea to stop right now. But I got the 5107 and I had really strong sexual urges in sort of not conventional sort of sex, but, you know, a little bit on the rough, the wild side, particularly for slightly dark-coloured Arabian women. Now, I've never had these urges for slightly dark-coloured Arabian women or sex from behind. But I mean, this watch, I wore this watch a couple of times when I got it, and, you know, I think it made me a better lover. So there you go. That's Archie Luxury's Patek 5107. That's the story on its energy there. And another timepiece which I bought was a Rolex steel Datejust. It was a sapphire Datejust, and I bought it from the widow. And I remember it belonged to her husband, and he died on the golf course. And when I started wearing this watch, I started to have an urge to put money in super. And I had an urge to go back to the golf course and swing a few, you know, play a few rounds. And I used to play golf in school, but I've never had the fucking urge to go back there, that's for sure. And yeah, I wanted to start putting money into super. So that's a weird sort of energy that it had there. And I must say, after that, I got the watch serviced, and I got it professionally cleaned because it had a lot of residue from the previous owner in the bracelet. Let me just say that. And those desires went away. Same as the Patek as well. After I got it serviced and polished, and those desires went away. And another piece I had was my vintage Vacheron & Constantin 6405 classic dress watch. And I had after I had this Vacheron, with the Vacheron, it's quite interesting, because when I'd start writing a story for a watch forum when I was wearing my vintage Vacheron dress watch, I just had a desire to say that my grandfather was a brain surgeon or a plastic surgeon in the 60s, and he drove an Aston Martin DB4, DB5 sort of car. And I've never had the desire to lie like that before, and it's sort of weird, you know, it's sort of strange. And yep, that's the energy from these watches. And you tell me, a watch is a very personal possession for a man. I mean, ladies have jewelry, they have bags, they have clothes, but for a man, a watch is a very personal thing. And this energy from the pieces, you know, is it possible? Is it mumbo jumbo bullshit? Tell me. I'm Archie Luxury, and tell me your encounters. See you later.